And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to Indianapolis Motor Speedway, this historical racetrack home to some of the greatest racing that's ever been seen in motorsports. And today we're getting ready for the running of the Brickyard 400, presented by Huggies. And the guy who actually brought about Huggies being a sponsor of this racetrack is joining me here in the NNSCRA Studios booth, Dillon Young. Thanks for being here.
No problem, man. Give out some Huggies, people.
Absolutely.
Yep, don't worry.
This is Huggies' probably biggest promotional venue, I would say.
Yep, I can definitely say that. And Pampers can go screw themselves. Huggies for the win.
Pampers and Cottonelle and Depends and all those.
All those nasty things. But yeah, this is actually going to be good. But it's not all about just Huggies and it's just basically about this historic racetrack of all the people who won it back in the day, especially in NASCAR-wise, and even in the Snickers Cup Series. There's been many good people who have won it. But the big question that everyone has in their mind is this: survive or get Huggy rated. That's the only thing you can think about coming into this race. And that's just it.
Absolutely. And especially with the fact that this track, it looks like it's an easy track and everything, but the speeds here can get really fast.
Yes, absolutely. I think last time I came here, we were at the 200, 210s from what I remember. 200s, 210s. One car even got to the 220s at a point, and I'll tell you something. I think that one of the drivers that I really want to look at that could possibly change his luck around from last season has to be Dylan Poteet.
Absolutely. Yeah, and Poteet's been coming in with some good finishes lately, too, because he's been finishing consistently in the top 10 after not making the chase for the championship and basically being outside the top 35 for a majority of the season. He actually comes into today's race 23rd in the point stand, so he's really turned the season around.
Yeah, huge turnaround. He was having a terrible, terrible first half of the season, and then all of a sudden the second half, before the chase began, he has just been on a roll, and then the chase, he's just been really kicking it, but he's been close a few times trying to get a win, but I'd say keep an eye on Poteet, just see how he can change his luck around from last season to this season.
Well, I'll tell you who else we really have to look out for, and they're kind of making their presence felt up here at the front of the field for the start of this race, and that is Hendrick Motorsports. Tim Walsh and Cole Daly, two chasers this season. They have 3 wins between two of them, and they're starting on the front row for today's race. Both come into the top 5 in the chase standings. Cole Daly's actually the points leader.
Yeah, Cole Daly, a very terrific driver there, and he's representing the 88 right there. He'll try to look forward to continue his points lead, and Tim Walsh, I'll tell you something, that man, he's done pretty good this season, and we'll see how he does throughout this race and the rest of the chase here. So this is a good chance to show. It's like a last chance for some of the drivers in the back of the chase, or bottom of the chase points, to see if they can get up to the front, because it's like they say, time's running out when it comes to the last 4 or 5 races.
Now we got 3 Hendrick cars, Tim Walsh, Cole Daly, and Zach Rogers, a rookie that just joined Hendrick Motorsports not too long ago. They're starting up all 3 of those cars inside the top 4. They're Chevrolets, though. The team that's really been on fire has been the Ford team with Alan Tanker, Emilio Navarrete, and Dillon Young going back to back to back in the last 3 weeks. Now, Emilio Navarrete is starting up here in the 3rd position. Do you think Ford can continue their winning streak?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's sometimes hard to believe the season story is how it is, but it comes to show that some people can make good turnarounds throughout the season. And, the Fords, they've really shown it the past couple races. They show why they want to be, doing the most dominance in the Snickers.
All right, well, coming into today's race, we're getting close to the stage now where drivers are able to get into the grooves as far as whether they're good at Indianapolis or not, whether they're good next week at Texas or not. Then they head to Talladega and Zandvoort. So how urgent is it now for these chase drivers to get the good finishes, based on the fact that we're going to be heading to tracks like Talladega and Zandvoort, where really it's up in the air whether or not you're going to finish good or not?
It's go time. It's just how it is. You got to make sure it's do or die time. And for all those drivers that way in the bottom of the chase points that could be on the verge of getting eliminated, that's the time where you really got to get a win or really a good top 5 finish. So that's how bad it is. It's go time, people. That's how it is when you want to win a championship.
Absolutely. And I said last week at Lime Rock how that race ended up playing out into basically Chris Dollerton picking up last season's Oriole Truck Series championship. Well, Indianapolis actually holds a bit of luck as far as who can be the champion too. Back in season 3, I remember Trent Dunham ended up picking up a win here in the Moblin Cup Series. A few weeks later, he became Moblin Cup Series champion in that season.
I mean, it's crazy and hard to believe about how luck can come at Indianapolis. But another thing too is this, like I've said before, survive or get Huggy rated. The main thing how it is you got to watch out coming up at turn number 4 for that entrance of the pit wall there. That's the one place you really don't want to hit. And last year, it took a few people right there. So hopefully we'll have a safer race, which may not happen, but who knows.
Yeah, if we have a nice safe race, then we may not end up having a full crowd over there in the Huggies promotional part there on the infield of turn 4, but I think they're pretty much looking forward to a good show over in that area of the track.
Yeah, it's Indianapolis. What can you expect? I say we're ready.
All right, so let's get these cars rolling off. They're going to complete a couple of pace laps. While they do that, we will be getting ourselves all set here for the green flag 24-lap event to be had, and we'll get our thoughts from Dillon Young on who to watch for in today's race when we come right back. Here's your starting lineup for today's Brickyard 400 presented by Huggies. Getting ready to go under the green flag. Dillon, you know Indianapolis pretty well. Who are you looking at to possibly come out on top here today?
Oh boy, there's many good ones that could possibly get it. I mean, I could possibly say Ralph Mason, who's starting in 6th, but a main person I'm looking for the person to win it could be the 33 of Madison Sieber. Sits in a very good position.
Yeah, and Sieber was one of those drivers you said earlier, comes in with really nothing to lose outside of the top 10 in the points. She's currently in the chase, but really needs a miracle to get herself mathematically into the hunt.
So who would be your pick if you had to choose?
Well, I'm telling you, right now, the Fords are looking like they are absolutely dominant, especially the Roush Fenway Fords. And right now, William Duncan's up there in the thick of it. He's battling for the championship. I think you're going to see him go back to victory lane again. I mean, this kind of reminds me a little bit of Coca-Cola with the way that the track is shaped. Obviously not the high banking, but I think you could see the 6 back in victory lane and continue the Ford streak.
We'll see. Pace car dives down to pit road. We're going to be here for 24 laps.
Let's turn them loose. Green flag is out here in the Brickyard 400, presented by Huggies.
Tim Walsh got to a huge start. Holy
yeah, he
cow.
did. He got a really big start, and that was probably key for him because, you know, Cole Daly, if he got alongside of him, they could have been in a 3-wide situation heading into the first corner.
Look at that. Cole got back in the line as well as the 99, and I think we're clear right now.
I think we are. Whoa, one car's riding the wall back there. That was Deanna Shelton.
Holy cow, she is riding the wall. She did a Martin Truex.
Oh, my goodness. I can't tell. Madison Sieber's back there. Henley's there.
Cole. Henley. And I think that was Madison Sieber.
Yes, it was.
And I jinxed her. Oh, great.
There's Mary Cole.
Return.
Nova. Tanker, a winner from a couple weeks ago. And there's my pick, William Duncan.
Great. We've jinxed them. Time to get new ones.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no.
That's a couple of chasers right there. Henley involved as well. I think he's got a little bit of damage to the rear of his machine.
I think the Huggies car made it through. I don't know.
I think Dillon Young did make it through. He started fourth first. Oh, wait, we got a wreck up here. Somebody just got turned around. Rohit Vidar was on his roof. Danny Wells is in it. Norman's in it.
Oh, jeez.
There's McLeod. I saw another car back at the start-finish line against the inside retaining wall. I don't know who that was. I see Chambers on pit road.
Oh my goodness, that was like 2 wrecks in one.
There's the car I saw on the infield. Tristan Folks. He was the one that was the start-finish line stalled out.
Well, he's retired. There's another car I saw on pit road that's got a very interesting paint scheme. I don't know who that was.
This one right here, I believe, is the one you're talking about. That's the 43 of Vedarva, who was up on his roof there in the turn 1 area.
God. I didn't even see that coming.
There's James McLeod in the 51. battling for
And I
both.
noticed too that there was 3 Tweenix cars involved.
I saw 3
Clown,
Twins cars,
Mary Cole.
and there were also with Madison Sieber, Adam Chambers, Danny Wells, and Adam Chambers, all and Andreas Allen. That's 4 Roush of the Roush Fenway, the Richard Childress cars.
Wow.
And there is the
Goodness,
Danny
and
Wells
Wells.
machine. Good heavens.
That car is crunched.
Oh my goodness. And this guy comes in 3rd in the point standings. He was only 7 points out of the top position today. And he's involved here. And we know that Cole Daly and Charles Jackson were able to get through the wreck.
And Danny Wells, I'll tell you one thing. That's the one thing you really don't want to see coming in a time like this. That's just the bad thing to ever happen if you're a chaser. And if you wreck out, that means the last race it's do or die. But I don't think Danny wanted to see that. Oh my.
No, I think you're right. Let's see if William Duncan's still on the track, because we know he got involved. Here he is. He's actually on pit road. It looks like the leaders actually came down, made some pit stops.
Ironically, I thought that was the 31 right there. That was the American Knuckle car. I thought that was the 33, but that turned out to be the 30. Or actually, that's not the 31. Who is that?
That's the 39 of Jake Cole running the American Ethanol scheme this week.
That was weird. I noticed that car there. I was wondering.
So Tim Walsh was first off of pit road, and it looks like nobody decided to roll the dice and stay out, so Tim Walsh still will remain the leader here under our first caution, but we got to jump back. We got a lot to look at here as far as the replays of our first caution of the day.
Whoa. Ooh.
Alright, so here it was. This was actually coming out of turn number 2 onto the back straightaway, and Deanna Shelton was beginning to lose positions, and there it was right there,
The
Duncan and
16 got into
Tanker.
the 6, and look at that.
Oh my goodness, teammates got together.
Looks like similar as like Martin Truex Jr. at Richmond. That almost similar.
Noah Hart
Mary
got a
Cole
piece of it.
Smash. Oh, Dillon Young was
Dillon Young
involved.
was in it. Yes, you're right. The Ford turned down in front of him.
Oh, Henley involved there. The Huggies car got involved. No.
And we were talking about how Ford has been so dominant the past few weeks. That was 4 Fords right there. The 16, the 6, the 13, and the 2. And all of them have actually been to victory lane this season, too.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, let's see if we can find out what actually happened for that follow-up wreck, because I think it may start here around the 22 of Tristan Folks. I'm not sure.
There he is with Eugene DeMax, and I guess you're right there, because DeMax...
Oh, DeMax turns into Jackson. Or not Jackson, that's Silver Fox.
Yeah, and I think there's going to be some words right there from Tristan Folks with Eugene DeMax right there.
Oh my goodness, he got plowed by Vedarvu.
Oh, man. Oh, and then there's Adam Chambers I just saw involved.
There's Citadino, Michaels.
Allen.
And you know here at this track, with that pit wall, there's nowhere to go, really.
Yeah, it's like a huge block. You can't get through. The only time you can ever get through the wreck is if you stop and then you just find an opening. But
there's Danny Wells. He ran into the back of McLeod. There's Trent Dunham.
I think he made it through Trent Dunham. Or did he not?
Oh, no, he didn't.
Fine.
And neither did Michael Norman. There's Charles Jackson, second in points. He was one lucky guy to get through.
And I think Chris Washer also got through.
I think you're right.
Noah Hart's involved.
Yeah, I think Noah Hart actually was involved in the incident back with Deanna Shelton. Then he got a piece of this one, too. So I think he was involved in both the incidents.
That's something the Huggies car didn't expect to happen. But who's going to be in the Huggy rated list as the DNFs?
I think we're looking at quite a few of them here already on pit road. There's Tanker, went to victory lane a couple weeks ago. He's smoking. Vedarvu, a former winner. A lot of these drivers actually former winners this season, but Indianapolis made its impact pretty early.
Biggest loser out of that's got to be Danny Wells right there. That's going to be a huge blow. Oh, boy.
Yeah, you're right. Danny Wells, who is battling for Mobil Cup Series Championship as well as this one. This one's a 2-time winner, and this is not the way I think he wanted to start off today's event. So we're going to head back now to the restart. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing. The guys who started 1-2 for this race, they will restart 1-2 after everybody came down pit road. Before we get to the running order, Dylan, was it a smart idea for these guys to come down and pit as quickly as they did?
I think so. You definitely got a fresh set of tires, get some Sunoco fuel. I mean, it's worth it. Sometimes it's good to short pit, and sometimes it's not, but I think it's worth it. You got to pit when you can, because if you don't pit, then you're off the pit sequence, and then it messes up your car. So you really got to make sure you got to do it with the leaders. Otherwise, you're not going to have a chance to win the race.
Yeah, we've seen all weekend long here how pit strategy really has come into play. We know Danny Wells is obviously going to be one of the drivers that retire from this race. Let's see who else is going to join him. Looks like Rohit Vidarva, who took that wild flip pretty much from the start-finish line all the way down to the entrance of Turn 1. He's out. Andreas Allen, Adam Chambers, Noah Hart, James McLeod. Wells will finish the race in 35th place. Out of the race are also the cars of Trent Dunham, Michael Norman, Mary Cole, Tristan Folks, Deanna Shelton, Alan Tanker, and Henry Nova. But I think you're right. The biggest hit today is going to be coming in the direction of the 31 team.
Yeah, that's a tough break. Alrighty, let's get a top 10 rundown. Tim Walsh is the leader, and then Cole Daly is in second. The 17 of, and it was flagging a little bit.
That's Dougie Shears there.
There we go. Then we got the 14, and wow, it's lagging a little bit. John Radigan, and then in fifth is Drew Austin. 6 is Dylan Poteet. Seventh is Emilio Navarrete. 8th is Austin LaPlante. 9th is Kyle Matthews. And completing the top 10 is Sean Galligan.
Let's find out where the rest of our chasers are going to be on this restart as the green flag is about to come out. Silver Fox is in 12th. Anthony McCurry in 14th. Then you go a long ways back before you get to Jake Cole there in the 20th position. Then the rest of the chasers still on the racetrack. Charles Jackson 23rd. Madison Sieber was able to continue on. She's 24th. Henley will be in 26th, and William Duncan was still able to continue in the 28th position. But right now, it's Chevys up front.
Want to make new picks?
Yeah, I think we may have... Well, Duncan's still running for me. I think you got to make a new pick.
Let's see.
Although Sieber's still running, too. Both our picks are actually still running.
Yeah, oh, Cole Daly.
That was some close contact there. Almost turned his own teammate. Wow.
I'll tell you one person that's really caught my eye that stayed up in the top 5 all day is Drew Austin in the 9. I'll tell you something, that car is really strong.
Whoa, and he just nearly got turned around after he got into Dougie Shears. What a save.
Can I stop jinxing people now?
Holy cow.
In the 99, oh boy.
Caution's out for the second time.
Let's hope it's not a bad wreck. Oh boy.
Let's jump and see who was involved in this one. It looks like it was Eugene DeMax in the 41. He's had a tough time of it since coming here into the Snickers Cup Series. Carson Gumbs on pit road as well.
No, tough break for Eugene DeMax too, and Carson Gum. That's a tough break. Both those guys had to replace people too, or I believe. I don't think Carson had, but I know DeMax had.
Yeah, and I think maybe we're looking at a guy that may have been involved. Mason was running up pretty close inside the top 15, and now he's way back here. I think he may have actually been involved in something, too.
That's not good. I hope, not good for Mason. Something there. And I think I also noticed that John Citadino's also there. That's
yeah, John Citadino was actually involved in that incident on the front straightaway, so I think he was back there due to that. But we know at least that Carson Gum and Eugene DeMax were 2 drivers that brought this caution flag out. Looks like some rookies got together. Let's see a replay of what happened. Well, here's the incident just outside the top 20, and it looks like Jake Cole, Ralph Mason not going to give each other much room.
No, another thing we noticed too, there's been incidents where they're not giving each other room there, and that's what's been the cause of it. And Carson, yeah, he's going to scrape the wall.
And he hit where the safer barrier begins.
That's where the kink is.
Yeah.
And there's where Mason's involved. How did the two get involved? Make it feel?
I don't know. Wait a minute. He may still not. He makes a little tap, but he could have been involved a lot worse, I think.
Goodness me.
Wow.
Oh, actually, he got a lot more.
But man,
How
Carson.
did the two, though, at first just get through that?
I don't know. And I can't believe sometimes how these drivers, at the high speeds they go, they're able to stop on a dime.
Unbelievable. But Carson Gum's day, done. Eugene Max's day, done. Mason may still continue, but I don't know, man. That's just... Man, that's something, too, I forgot to mention. Watch out for those kinks. And that's an example right there, because we did have that last season. There's been a few.
We did. I remember that. And Jake Cole, too. I wonder if he's going to be able to continue. I mean, it looked like he just had a spin, but keep in mind, he is a chase contender, even though he is 76 points out. But still, you know, if he gets a good run today, he can be back in the hunt, so we'll have to find out what the damage is on his machine.
Huh.
So the
Let's
caution.
take it back to, yep.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Well, you can take us back to green, too, if you want.
All right. Let's take you back to live action, to the green.
Well, while we were away, some of the pit strategy took place as some drivers decided to stay out. Some drivers elected to come back down pit road for a second time. So Emilio Navarrete is going to emerge as the leader. Galligan is second. McCrory now up to third. Charles Jackson, who now would be the new points leader in Snickers Cup Series, with him staying out, he is fourth. Cittadino, who we saw get involved in that incident on the front straightaway, he stayed out. He's fifth. Then it's Cody Lamas, Drew Austin, Dougie Shears, PJ Williams, Dylan Poteet. Those were the drivers who stayed out under that caution flag.
Looks like Cole Daly beat out Tim Walsh as well as John Radigan. So
yeah, you're right.
Interesting
Walsh.
pit strategy those two put out.
And how about Madison Sieber? I mean, we saw her hit the wall there with Deanna Shelton. She's up in the 14th position, and that's after making 2 pit stops.
No, and I believe Kyle Matthews, who even had a piece of, I think, the first wreck right there, he's in 16th. That's unbelievable. It shows how sometimes you can get in a small wreck and you can make a comeback.
Look who's right in front of him. Jake Cole. We just went to a replay to see his spin. He's up in the top 15.
Crazy. That's just how Indianapolis is. But it still ain't over. We're about ready soon to hit the halfway mark.
Yes, we are. And now, here's a big question. We saw in the Truck Series race where a few drivers ended up staying out. Thing went green. They got trapped a lap down. Now, Charles Jackson, right now, everything's going well for him as far as staying ahead of Cole Daly, but you got to think he's hoping this thing doesn't go into a long green flag run, because if he has to pit, he may fall a lap down, and then he's going to lose valuable spots in the standings.
No, and you mentioned that too. Look how many people are still in the race too. I think there's not as many as how it was before.
Yeah, I think that there are a few drivers did go behind the wall. Eugene DeMax and Carson Gum. So we have 27 drivers of our original 42 still on the racetrack.
You just got to hope for the best. As the green flag is back out, next lap will be the halfway point.
And it's the first time we've actually seen a Ford out in front here today. Emilio Navarrete trying to continue the streak here. As far as Ford wins.
Yet.
Here comes a guy who we know absolutely loves Indianapolis, Anthony McCrory, and this was a place a lot of people were looking at. Oh, PJ Williams just flipped!
Oh my goodness!
Right into his teammate Cole Daly, the points leader!
And I think
Tim Walsh is in the wall. Poteet is sliding.
And Poteet, just like we mentioned. Oh, Mason!
Mason got the wall. Washer!
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
The wall hard, and Tim Walsh involved, the pole sitter.
3 Hendrick cars right there. One flipped, one's the points leader, and then one was the pole sitter.
Oh my goodness.
Henley got involved.
Someone pound the wall hard. I think that was Ralph Mason. Henley involved.
Cittadino's on pit road.
Washer.
Oh my goodness. And there is the points leader.
87 pounded. And the outside pole sitter, Cole Daly.
Oh my goodness. And the points leader too. I mean, for heaven's sakes, he came in 1 point ahead of Charles Jackson. Now things may be going Charles Jackson's way today.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a lot of rear damage and a little front end damage. I think we may want to keep an eye on him and see if he's still going to continue. But if he retires, this is going to be huge for Charles Jackson. Joshua Michaels also involved.
And keep in mind, too, Charles Jackson came in only 6 points ahead of Danny Wells, who is already retired. He came in only 1 point behind Cole Daly, who may be on the verge of retiring. So Charles Jackson's got a cushion now.
Moment of truth. But I'll tell you something, too. Charles Jackson, he had a dominant regular season, too. So I wouldn't be surprised to see if he continues in the chase, and he's doing that.
Making his way all the way down to pit box number 2, Cole Daly, and he has retired.
Oh, my.
Wow.
I think if you're hearing from Charles Jackson's pit crew saying that the 88 has retired, that's going to be a huge relief for the 20. And now this could mean anything for Charles. He could be winning the race. Heck, he could be the next car that could be on the retiree list. Who knows? And
this is a big break for Charles Jackson, as well as those other 10 drivers who decided to stay out, because now they're able to pit under caution rather than under green.
No, but now the big question is this. Who else will survive and who else will get Huggy rated, as we'll take a look at what brought us ourselves the next caution of the race.
Here's a look at what happened.
Odd wreck that happened. The 48 went into the 42, and watch this impact.
And there's Cole Daly. No reaction time. He's going to get turned down onto the apron.
Oh my, and then here comes
Poteet
Walsh.
wheel hopped it.
Look at Poteet.
He wheel hopped.
And now you just find your car. Just how did the 11 make it through? Oh my goodness!
How did so many of these drivers make it through?
Watch Mason. He got hit from Michaels, and then he's going to pound the wall right there. Oh,
Yeah,
man, that's a hard hit.
Let's jump up to the 87 and rewind it a little here, because you're right. He took it head on into the wall. Oh, he was trying to avoid Chris Washer. You're going to just barely see him come out of the smoke there. Going to make the least little bit of contact right there, and that directs him directly to the wall.
Watch the hit.
Oh, man. That was at over 100 miles per hour.
Man, I'll tell you something. That has got to be a vicious hit. And there's Henley, as we mentioned. Michael spinning around in the grass. Oh my goodness, that was at least a 10-car pileup.
That was, and that involved a total of 3 Hendrick cars, 2 Tweenix cars that I saw. There were a lot of drivers involved in this one.
And a Kyotech car too.
Yep, Kyotech.
Oh, it's something I can't believe.
Everham involved there with Joshua Michaels, and some hard licks being taken here. And obviously, we were talking about the first caution. Danny Wells was the one with the hard lick. This time, the hard lick going to come in the form of Cole Daly. So a tough break there for Daly in the 88. As the points leader we know has retired. So now the question is, will Charles Jackson be able to continue on and survive? If so, he could definitely be the new points leader heading in to next week's race at Texas as we take you back to green. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Everybody came down pit road that time, and it's really shuffled the field up a bit. Now Dougie Shears now the leader, Madison Sieber second, Nick Barney third, Dillon Young up to fourth, and Charles Jackson is in fifth. And it's Radigan, McCrory, Lamas, Richard Johnson, and Zach Rogers, the top 10. And then there's William Duncan, James Silverfox, they're going to be 11th and 13th. Jake Cole up here in 15th, Drew Austin in 16th, and Sean Galligan in the 18th position. We got 20 cars left on the racetrack. Are you surprised that it has so quickly dwindled down to that few cars?
I mean, that's definitely been crazy. I've also noticed a few drivers that are now up in the front. They were originally in the back, and they took some interesting pit stops.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, Dillon Young started this race 41st. I think Nick Barney started near the rear of the field as well. And a lot of these drivers we actually saw in earlier incidents, too. Madison Seaver was involved in the Deanna Shelton incident. So a lot of drivers really making some tremendous comebacks here.
Yeah, my pick's still alive. Yay.
Yeah, my pick's still alive, too. They're in the 11th position. And right now, second Roush Fenway car out in front, being Dougie Shears, hasn't been to victory lane since Altoona. So it could be an opportunity for him, but a lot of Fords all of a sudden up here trying to keep the streak alive. I think there are a total of 3 of them inside the top 4 for this restart.
No, the only thing that surprised me so far is no one's hit that death wall yet, so good thing there too.
Yeah, most of our incidents been taking place either in turn 2 or entering into turn 1. As the green flag's back out here again. And I think the guy that right now basically his goal is just to survive would be the driver of the 20, Charles Jackson, because we know Cole Daly's out of the race, we know Danny Wells is out of the race. Right now, Charles Jackson just basically has to stay consistent.
Absolutely, you just got to make sure you survive that race now, because he's got that word now that Cole's out of the race. He can have 2 options. 1, stay safe, be in a good position, or 2, go all out and try to win the race and get as many points as possible. Who knows? You can play in any of those factors, but any way can work.
Nick Barney going to make it a Roush Fenway 1-2 right now as he'll move by Madison Sieber for the second position. And the caution flag is out. That throws out the question I was just going to ask you. With 20 cars, will we remain clean and green?
Car is right behind. There was a wrecking right behind.
Oh, was there? I didn't even see it.
It was on the front stretch, I noticed.
Oh, my pick, William Duncan.
Imagine that. And he's upside down.
Drew Austin as well. 2 chasers. Again, bringing out the caution.
Oh, boy. And there goes your pick.
Yeah. He was surviving, but...
And he's got Huggy right now.
Yeah.
But now, here we go. Comes into the final few stages here. We're coming into 8 laps to go, and I'm assuming when they go back to green, it'll probably be about 3 or 4 to go, so...
And we know these guys all came down pit road under that last caution. Now, some of them may have actually gone for fuel only, some of them may have taken 2 tires, some may have taken 4, but do you think we're going to see anybody try and come down pit road here, or are they going to all stay out?
I think they're going to come back. They're going to come in just to be safe, just to make sure they get some extra gas, extra tires, just in case you see another one just head for pit road coming into the final few laps, so... I don't know. Anything could happen.
Well, we know Drew Austin's on pit road. William Duncan was on his roof. Missed opportunity for him today as he could have very easily moved himself maybe up to second in the point standings. But let's see if anybody's going to take your advice and come down pit road, and it doesn't look like it. Looks like everybody thinks that they're going to be good to go.
No, you mentioned something else about Drew Austin. He was running in the top 5 and top 10 all day long, and sadly, something like that happens, that's a tough break for him, too.
That is, and Drew Austin came in 8th in the point standings. He was only 55 points out, could have put himself back up in the title hunt, and he's involved here. So looks like everybody decides to stay out. We're going to step aside 2 chasers. Again, bringing out the caution flag here at Indianapolis. Let's look back at a replay of what happened to him. Well, Dillon, I want to cast your memory back to our first incident when William Duncan and teammate Alan Tanker got together. This looks vaguely familiar.
Oh boy, I don't know what people are going to be saying about William Duncan now, because I don't know what to say right now.
Good heavens, Emilio Navrat now going to turn his teammate William Duncan. Duncan gets the... Oh, he doesn't even hit the guardrail, and I think he's almost about to save it. I mean, it looked like he was about to turn it around, and then... Oh, Galligan!
Oh my, I didn't even see Galligan involved.
He wasn't, he just barely missed it.
And Drew Austin, oh my goodness, that 6 car.
Oh man, up and into the catch fence a little bit and over on his roof, and Austin had absolutely nowhere to go.
No, that was right there in front of him, and even if he braked, I don't think he would have made it through, but oh my goodness, that scared some people there.
Yeah, I think so. I think some people got their Halloween for 2014 awfully early.
Very. Oh boy. Did we get an onboard view of this of the 9 car to show you how bad this was?
Yeah, I think we certainly can if we still have that camera. Let's see if we can get an onboard with Austin. Here we are on board with the Dodge Dealers UAW Dodge Charger.
Yeah, there's the smoke coming in.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
There was no way he could have avoided that. That was just wrong place, wrong time.
No, exactly, and ironically, too, he almost got into the 99, too, so that was another thing, too. He had to go high. There was no choice.
You're right, yeah, and he had Galligan to his inside, so he was basically boxed in, and that's a tough break for him, because, as you said, he was run up inside the top 10 pretty much all day.
Yep, but sadly, unfortunately, stuff like this happened, and now the field's getting dimmer and dimmer, but now the thing is, we're only heading into a few laps to go, so... Who are the last souls left to survive? You may never know. We'll take you back to the green.
Getting ready to go back to green flag racing once again. No one came down pit road, so Dougie Shears will still be the leader. We will have 4 laps to go when we get the green flag. A couple more drivers did go behind the wall. Drew Austin and William Duncan. We now have 18 drivers left to finish this race. Dillon, can they with 18 drivers keep it green?
Survey says no. I'll tell you one thing, though. The biggest surprise, I really have to say, has got to be the driver in 3rd place, my pick still. I don't know how she's still hanging in there, despite the little damage that she has, but she's hanging in there very strong. Madison Seaver, goodness me.
All 3 of her RCR teammates are out of the race, too. Danny Wells, Adam Chambers, and Andreas Allen. She's the only surviving RCR car.
So, this may be something to talk about, too. And another one, Charles Jackson, who's probably going to be the points leader. He's got to survive only 5 more, well, technically 4 at the green, but, oh boy, this is the closing stages. Next caution's going to end the race. Oh boy.
Let's show you your 18 survivors so far. Hopefully I'm not jinxing it, but Dougie Shears is the leader. Nick Barney up to 2nd. 3rd place is Madison Seaver with Jackson 4th and John Radigan in 5th. Anthony McCurry runs in 6th, Cody Lamas in 7th. Zach Rogers in 8th, Dillon Young 9th, and in 10th is Austin LaPlante. Then you got Richard Johnson 11th, 12th Sean Galligan, Jake Cole is in 13th, 14th Dylan Poteet, 15th is Kyle Matthews, 16th Emilio Navrat, James Silverfox in 17th, and Tim Walsh, who we saw take that hard lick into the inside retaining wall. He's stayed out. He's been not up to speed, but he's been picking up spots. He's currently in 18th place, and we were talking about William Duncan maybe being able to capitalize on moving up through the points if Tim Walsh continues to run where he is, or maybe picks up a few more spots. We could see him up inside the top 3 in points.
That's true. Tim Walsh still surviving. But Seth, speaking of William Duncan, your pick is gone. Who's the new pick now?
I'm not really sure. I think I still got to go with a Ford, though, and I'm looking at Dillon Young. I mean, good heavens. He started 41st. He's been involved in 2 incidents, and he's still running up to speed here with the leaders.
I think the Huggies sponsor's been helping him. Who knows?
I think you may be right. As
But
Dougie
Dougie
Shears, he got
oh,
away
boy.
awfully quickly.
And look at this, going for second. I believe Madison Siebert's going for second. Nope,
Well,
never
nope.
mind.
Well, I thought Jackson might be going for third, but nope, Radigan's going to go for fourth.
Wow, it's just going back and forth of maybe and no.
And Radigan cannot make the pass.
And now the 55 underneath the 61. This time, there is a pass.
Yep, Cody Lamas going to pick up a few spots. It's actually trying to go underneath of John Radigan. That would be, I believe, for position number 6. Now the battle's raging up for second.
And I've noticed, too, how about the 24 right now? Only
Yeah.
making a few starts, and he's doing a heck of a job.
Yeah, rookie Zach Rogers doing an excellent job as, whoa, Madison slipped up there a little, and Charles Jackson going to get to the inside.
I think this is perfect for Charles, though. He's trying to get as many points as possible ahead of Cole Daly. He know Cole made a mistake, so this is his opportunity to take over that points lead even more.
Now here's the thing if you're Charles. Now you know that with Cole Daly retiring that you can finish no worse than 19th place, so you're going to leave with the points lead anyway. Do you try and go all out and take the win and get the 5 valuable bonus points, or do you just try and salvage what you can?
I say salvage what you can, but it's Snickers Cup Series. Anything can happen. And I just realized, too, we're going single file with 2 laps to go.
We are. Things have really spread out. And oh, here comes Jackson back to the bottom. He's going for second. Now it's going to be Charles Jackson trying to run down Dougie Shears with a little over a lap to go. Can he do it?
I don't know. Anything can happen, but the main thing is, all eyes are on Dougie Shears.
Yeah, Dougie Shears hasn't been to victory lane since Altoona. Roush Fenway been on a 4-race winning streak. Or no, 3-race winning streak, I'm sorry. Could be 4 if Dougie Shears goes to victory lane here, but Charles Jackson, obviously very fast because he's moved his way up through the field quickly.
He is hunting him down. I mean, it's deer versus prey, or hunter versus deer, I should say. But here we go. 4 more turns. White flag is waving. 1 lap to go.
Dougie Shears started off this season really, really well. Ended up winning, as I said earlier on in the season, at Altoona. Since then, things have really gone south for him. He's dropped all the way down to 31st in the point standings. Could be en route to his 2nd win of the season, but Jackson keeps it about maybe 3-4 car lengths, but he's got Cody Lamas right in his back bumper.
Time's running out for that Dollar General 20. Can he try to get one last good run?
Oh, wait a minute, Cody! Oh, Cody looked like he was going to go underneath, but no, he's not. And Jackson closes up to 2 car lengths.
Time's running out. I don't think he's got enough.
Final corner, Jackson still about a car length and a half. It's going to be Dougie Shears. The Ford streak will continue. 4th straight win for Ford. 2nd win of the season for Dougie Shears.
And Dougie will be the sole survivor as he wins the Brickyard 400 presented by Huggies.
And what a great win for Dougie Shears. Pretty much kind of like with Dillon Young last week at Lime Rock, being able to get that win after being on a huge momentum slip. And this may help get a little bit more momentum into the end of the season here for the 17 team.
Absolutely, Dougie Shears, man, I'll tell you something. He's been just trying to salvage what he get, and there he just proves it.
So Dougie Shears picks up his 2nd win of the season here today at Indianapolis. Let's, as always, show you your official top 10 results, and I guess the big story would be Charles Jackson, 2nd place, almost picked up the win, but I think he's going to be pretty pleased with that. He is the new leader in the chase standings for the Snickers Cup.
Absolutely. I'll tell you something. If you're Charles, 2nd place, whew, man, that is something there. That's a hell of a finish there. Looking it through, Cody Lamas in 3rd. Madison Seaver, my pick, will end up in 5th place. Incredible run for the 33.
That's got to be like the comeback of the race, I would think.
Absolutely. 6th was John Radigan, 7th Anthony McCurry, 8th Sean Galligan, 9th Austin LaPlante, and I can't believe I'm saying this, Dylan Poteet. Remember last season he couldn't do well? This season he's going to end up 10th.
Yeah, and Dylan Poteet continues his streak of really, really good runs. I actually talked to him earlier. He said that his goal now just to get inside the top 20 in points. He may have just done it with a 10th place run today. But I'm also looking at a few drivers, Sieber, McCurry, and Galligan, as well as John Radigan. Those are drivers that are outside the top 5 in points. With the trouble we saw drivers like Cole Daly, Danny Wells, and William Duncan have today, we could see them up inside the top 5 in points maybe.
I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, you know, Poteet, as you mentioned, I'm speechless of the huge turnaround he's made. I mean, I can't believe what I'm seeing out of him. I mean, I remember he was in the back of the points, and now he's reemerged himself.
Yeah, and he actually was involved in an incident today, too. He was involved in that big wreck there on the back straightaway with Cole Daly and P.J. Williams and Tim Walsh and all of them, so he was able to come back with a damaged race car.
Yeah, let's take a look at the rest of the finishing results. Who else survived?
Find the rest of our chasers
the
here.
The Huggies car will end up 15th. Unbelievable survival mode by him. Jake Cole ended up 11th. Emilio Navarrete 12th. Who else do I see? Kyle Matthews ended up 16th. Tim Walsh 17th. And James Silverfox, the last car in the field, will end up 18th.
We didn't talk about Silverfox hardly at all today, and he comes away with a solid run of surviving this race, too.
No, I'll tell you something. That is totally true.
Let's find out where the rest of our chasers ended up finishing. All the rest of these drivers DNF'd. Drew Austin ended up finishing in 19th. William Duncan in 20th. Sean Henley was 21st. The guy who came in as the points leader but will not leave as such. Cole Daly finished in 22nd place. Then you got to go even further down before you find the rest of our chasers, which were Danny Wells in 35th position. And that was it for the chasers. And tell you what, Indianapolis, not many people consider it a point shaker, but it definitely was today.
Yeah, I mean, that was just unbelievable.
So Charles Jackson, I'm not even really sure how huge a points lead he's going to have or who's second in points is even going to be next week. We'll find that out when you guys do, when we show you all your results and points, but obviously, it must have been a really good day for Huggies here. Their car finishes in 15th, the place where their convention was in the middle of the exit of turn number 4 there on the infield, completely jam-packed. And Dillon, I want to thank you for joining me here today.
Not a problem. Thank you for having me here.
All right, well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this race, and if you want to subscribe to Dillon Young's channel, his series are going to be coming back very soon, so you'll want to tune in for that. The link to his channel is in the description. If you guys enjoyed today's race, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, become part of the crew today. Here comes your official finish results, overall point gains, rookie points, and chase points, and next week at Texas Motor Speedway for chase race number 8. Once again, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll let Dillon say some random comment here to end off the video. And apparently we lost Dillon. Alright, so never mind. We will see you guys next time. I'm out. Here they come off the final corner, and oh, what it was John Zinedino, the leader! Zinedino, the pole sitter, there goes Madison Saber